Good morning and welcome to the Saskatchewan Volunteer Medal Luncheon. This luncheon is given by the Honourable Brad Wall, Premier of Saskatchewan, in honour of the 2007 recipients of the Saskatchewan Volunteer Medal. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now a pleasure to call on the Premier of Saskatchewan, the Honourable Brad Wall, for his remarks.
Thank you very much, Ms. Somm. Your Honours, Mr. Speaker, Chief Justice, Mr. Calvert, colleagues from the Cabinet, members of the Legislative Assembly, and most importantly, Saskatchewan Volunteer Medal recipients, your friends and family members who have joined you today. Welcome to this luncheon. On Friday, April the 18th, right around midday, there was a large explosion in the northeast Saskatchewan community of Nipawin, and volunteers and heroes flew into action. There were volunteer firefighters from Nipawin who heard the call, who dropped whatever it was that they were doing, and literally risked life and limb in support of their neighbors and in support of those they had not yet met. Fire Chief Les McGurr heard the loud explosion. He was on the scene in less than 3 minutes. Instead of running away from danger, these volunteers ran towards the danger. When asked by Chief McGurr why that would occur, he said, ironically enough, "It's my job." Well, we know that for those volunteers, it was not their job. It was not their vocation. It was their avocation. It was their compassion for their fellow man and fellow woman that had them volunteering and serving in their community. And by the way, they were joined by fellow volunteers from the fire departments in Carrot River and in Choiceland. They were joined by volunteers with the Salvation Army who were on hand at the scene immediately to provide food and to provide comfort and support. There was the incredible story of Karen Billick, who moments after watching her own family home be completely destroyed by the blast, ran to help those who were injured. There were individual acts of heroism by volunteers on that tragic day in Nipawin. They are the actions that define the character and the quality, that manage somehow to scale the breadth and the depth of Saskatchewan's heart. And while we can't help but marvel at these stories of the indomitable spirit of our province, what happened in Nipawin, the story of these volunteers, and even the amazing citations we just heard at the medal ceremony ought not to surprise us. For this is Saskatchewan, where we are surrounded by heroes, where we are always in the company of those who give of themselves, who volunteer. This is Saskatchewan, where there's always a hero nearby when you need one. This is Saskatchewan, where someone would step forward to pioneer newspaper recycling for our province because of a passion for those who have intellectual disabilities, where a teacher would dedicate an entire career to the development of the arts, where an historian would collect stories and pictures about pioneer life in her community and ensure that they are available for us today and for those who will follow. This is Saskatchewan, where a nurse would represent Saskatchewan with great distinction internationally on the issue of human rights, where a paramedic would work tirelessly to promote the prevention of injuries through education, where a municipal leader, a local hero, would volunteer countless hours to maintain facilities, sporting facilities, so young people could participate and be involved, where a dedicated local community activist and enthusiast, a track and field fan, through a service club and of his own volition, would ensure that others could benefit from these sporting activities, that our province could host major events, where a woman would spend years in volunteer efforts to guarantee that our heritage sites are preserved and accessible today and tomorrow and always. And so today, all of us are here again, surrounded by heroes, and we honor you. We take a special occasion as well to acknowledge and thank your family and friends, your support network whom have shared you with the rest of the province over all these many years. A grateful province says to each recipient today, thank you. And so there is this morning, with all of its formality, with the citations, and with the same modesty that I have been able to see as an MLA elected since 1999, the same modesty in each of the recipients, the same deferring gestures, the same willingness to acknowledge others, even though it is the volunteers that we honor today. And then, of course, there is the medal. We know that compared to a life of giving, that this medal is just a bauble, but it is important. Not the least so because engraved on the back, as Mr. Manti has said in Latin, are the words, "We gave of ourselves." It is so engraved and therefore said of you, because you are the kind of people who would never say that of yourselves, that you offered something, that you gave something. You're humble, and I've met you this morning, gracious and self-effacing, too much so to even utter the words. And so today, your province proudly says it for you, without any reservation, without any qualification. And in the process, as we honor you, we also honor what is best about Saskatchewan, what is best among all of us. And so we say thank you for your contribution. Enjoy the lunch.
Thank you, Premier. Merci, Monsieur le Premier Ministre.